Hey guys, what's up? I got a new chopper to unbox today. I've gotten the quadcopter bug apparently. It's better than the flu, I guess. And spring is right around the corner, which is a good thing because these things, indoors, and me, combined is not good. So I decided to go to the big leagues with the blade. I've heard the Walkera has 350 QRX. Walkera has too many issues. I've seen too many videos of it. The DJI Phantom has too many issues for its price. If this thing had flyway issues, if this thing had dropping out of the sky issues, it'd be just fine. You'd fix them, you go on. You find a fix. For something that costs $800-900 like the DJI Phantom, number two that I was looking at, flyways, falling out of the sky, any kind of issues like that, no GPS problems, all that stuff should not be existent on a piece of hardware that expensive. It's kind of like going from a toy RC car to a hobby grade RC car. I should be having reception issues, 50 feet away with a hobby grade RC. Underneath that, if you had a toy grade one, under 50, yeah, I could see that happening. And it's the same idea. So the other quads I have, the WL toy ones, they do consider them hobby grade on some of them, but I still consider them all to be toy grade. They're definitely better at any kind of, what they call them, air hogs type stuff. But I definitely want to go with something like this that was a little bit more in my price range, that was acceptable to the wife. And that way I could buy one of these. I already have the GoPro, and I can put the two together, and I can get some great aerial shots of, like other RC stuff, like the RCs jumping, the RCs crossing the summits, crossing a creek. You can do a flyover. This thing has the GPS hold. You can hover over the water on the side of the creek, and you can, get some great shots, and it'll sit there and hold it, to an extent, while I'm controlling the RC car. So that was a big thing to have, is that GPS hold and the smooth flight with the brushless motors and all that. So it's very important if I want to have a camera platform that it'd be very stable like this and powerful. And hopefully, the battery in this one will last with the weight of the GoPro on it and all that stuff. So I'm going to do a quick unboxing. There's not really much to it. I know these things are, they're pre-assembled. This one I just bought a week and a half ago. So about March 2014 is my version of it. I know the early ones had some software issues, I believe. And it definitely had propeller issues where they break off. And I heard these new ones a little bit thicker, plastic, and I've seen torture testing of them, and there's just no issues. So either way, I've gotten those CNC, small parts CNC adapters for these so I can put on carbon fiber blades. And the main reason for that was because these are regular nylon blades or whatever, and I wanted the super hard carbon fiber strength ones to fix any kind of, or prevent any kind of a jello effect, because it will be used for filming mainly, aerial shots, stuff like that. So let's get right to it, and we're going to open it up, and you'll be seeing a bunch of videos on this. Setup videos, me changing the adapters out, flight times, the return to home function I think is awesome, and I'm glad to see that at a quad this price. It's very important to me, especially the stability mode and safe mode. The safe mode, whenever you let off the throttle, you're about to crash into a building or whatever, it will automatically, won't stop dead air, but it'll stop pretty close. It'll stop, let's say it's out of control, and you're like, I'm getting disorientated, you let off the sticks, and it'll just go, and it'll just hover there until you tell it to go somewhere else. That's very important for me because I'm not the best flyer, which is another reason not to get a $900 Phantom either. Between the quality issues and my flying skills, wasn't a good choice. If this works out, maybe one day, that's, you know, to say if this doesn't handle all my needs, which I'm sure it will. So, let's get on with the unboxing. I'll try to do it like this, I guess. And of course, it gives you your manual and a few Allen wrenches. It's a quick start guide, that's about it. I really recommend reading the full manual online, a PDF of it, and reading around online for problems and fixes and stuff like that, so you get to know this quad before you take off, and you know all the lights and how they blink and everything else before you just start trying to fly off or you know, turn the GPS off and then going out because we want to try it, and you're having GPS lock issues, and then the thing's gone. So, this is how it comes. You should be able to see that. And I'll just pull it out piece by piece, and I'll show it to you, and we'll just put it up to the side here. There goes that. Anyways, so I'm going to pull that quad out first and put that out here off to the side. That's all comes pre-assembled, so that's very nice. And I like how these, you know, obviously they're brushless, so I like how it's part of the housing here, and there's no gears to say, so they spin very, very smooth. And it's not as heavy as I thought it would be, considering the thick plastic compared to the Lexan shells that I'm used to on the other smaller quads, and it definitely looks a lot better than the Walkera. That's what I can say. I think it even looks better than the DJI Phantom. I don't know. Then it has you got a regular. It's a mini pack, I guess you could say. It reminds me of the packs for the Losi Mini 8. But it's a 3S LiPo, and it's got this style connector. I'm not sure what kind that's called, but I think I'm going to be changing that out to the to Mini Deans. I believe they have Mini Deans out style connectors. And that's a 3S LiPo, 2200 milliamps. So that's a good amount of juice in there, you know, capacity for this size quad. And then it has your GoPro mount, which I like that it had a GoPro mount that came with it. And then you get your isolator mounts for that GoPro over here, the rubber mounts on here. And then of course your clamp down screw here. And then you gotta assemble it all together with your isolators. And then you can actually goes like that. Like that. There we go. So you put all 4 of your isolators in there, bolted up to the belly of the quad there, and then you got your regular thing for the GoPro here, your regular mount right here, and you got your screw to tighten it down. You can angle it then, and it'll be vibration isolated to the best it can with this then. So that's nice. They give you this mount for your bare GoPro. I don't think I would ever use this. It's a little cheap and plasticky. I don't know, cheap like plastic. I know it's not really doing much. That's just encapsulating your GoPro, and then you put it through those screw holes. But what I don't like on these and the other ones is that the GoPro is exposed. So let's say I do a hard landing, well, it can get ruined. Well, if I land in snow or puddle, it can get ruined. land in 3 inches of water, it'll get ruined for sure. I want that waterproof case on there because the sound really doesn't matter. I'll probably put music in the background in my videos with that. I want that case mounted on it, the waterproof case from GoPro. That'll protect it a lot. They do give you 4 batteries, 4 AA's, off-brand, whatever. It'll work for your transmitter. And that's what I'm most excited about. I've always wanted a transmitter like this. It has all toggles on them ever since the 80s when I was a kid. And I think it's the coolest thing. I used to remember people flying, aircraft in general, and they always had the loop here for the strap around your neck, and then they had the holder back here, and of course all toggles. I mean, it was nuts, all toggles. I used to love that. So, what I didn't expect was this to be so darn huge. This transmitter. I mean, with batteries in it, it feels light enough because it only takes 4 AA's instead of like some of the cheaper ones take like 6 or 8 even. And the sticks on here are like aluminum with a grip to them, so that you can really have that fine movement on there, not worry about your fingers slipping off of them. And then of course it has your regular trims on here all over the place. And it has the high and low rate switch right here. And then this one right here, it's like a momentary contact switch toggle. And that one is the bind one, the binding button when you turn your transmitter on to bind. And it's also, you pull it back and you hold it for the return to home function. And then this one has 3 positions, 0, 1, and 2. And those are for 0 is safe mode, and middle is stability mode, and then the number 3 is agility mode. So it feels really great with the grips right here. Your hand it feels good in your hands. It's evenly distributed weight and all that stuff. And of course these sticks, like I said, they just stick on your thumbs, and you can just really control it without pushing down to see that fine touch, which is amazing. This thing is huge, and it's awesome compared to what I'm used to again with the WL toys. And I'll give you a comparison of that real quick. Of course, it gives you, a full set of new blades, spare blades on the side. And then, let's see what I got here. This is the WL Toys transmitter, a lot of you are used to. And you just see how much better quality this one looks. Doesn't look so chintzy. It's absolutely huge. And the antenna on it is nice and big, so you have that range, not to worry. And I just like it a lot. I'm very excited to have a transmitter like this finally. I've been looking at them, like I said, since looking on with awe, I guess you could say, since the 80s, when I've seen people flying with these kinds of transmitters with all toggles and all that. And I'll give you a quick size comparison, just for some of you that may be upgrading from a V959. Hopefully you can see that. Let's pull it back here. There we go. So you can see that it's quite a bit larger. So I'm very excited to get out and start flying this puppy. I have to finish reading up on the manual and all that stuff, so I make sure I have GPS lock and stuff like that. And for the time being, I know there's GoPro issues with the different versions of GoPro, especially the 3 Pluses, that with interference on these with the GPS. So before I even mount that on for the weight issue or anything else, I will be flying this bare bones naked, I guess you could say, and going from there once I get used to it. It's probably a good idea anyways. And I'm looking into different options for shielding this, the GPS and all that, from the interference that GoPro produces. even without the Wi-Fi on. It still messes with it. Just want to turn it on real quick here. I'm not going to turn the transmitter on. It's really, really cool. There's tons of lights all over the place on here, from the back ones to the arms here that go out to the big spotlight right there that gives you all your status indications right there, from red to blue, and a green, of course, you want to see for your GPS. And I'll be going through all that in a setup video, because I had to do a lot of research on it, and it's kind of all over the place in the web, and some of it wasn't very clear. Some of it happened by accident, the way I was able to get it set up and armed, and I wanted to go over that so that new owners can set it up and learn everything and get it working instead of searching all over the web and getting frustrated with their brand new quad. So some commented this battery door is flimsy, blah blah. I think it clips in there just fine. You don't want to add any more thick weight on there than what it is. You got the shell for that, so why make that any thicker? I think it latches down pretty good. I can't pop it off, you know. So if you're going to crash, you're going to crash on the sides or whatever anyways. And once you are crashed, I don't think your battery's going to fly out of there. It's kind of deep inside of here also. So that's about it. I just wanted to go over a quick unboxing and how it looks and everything. Made a quick comparison in size of different, a few different things on there. I just love the way it looks, and I can't wait to get it out and fly it. And see how much different it is compared to the toys I've been playing with before, you know. So I will be doing plenty of updates on how it handles, from the plastic props to the adapters and the carbon fiber props, and the items I did buy to make it do that, so I can tell, you know, noise-wise, performance-wise, and all of that, from plastic to the carbon fibers, and if it makes a difference, even worth it, whatever else. And then I'll be going over the instructionals also. I think that's very, very important. I did with this one, and it's been a big hit, especially the do's and don'ts. But I did do an instructional, which has helped a lot of people, especially with binding this one to the transmitter. And that's what I'm going to do with this one. So be on the lookout for that.